I know they give you the option to normal drive places because, like, you might want to do the gummy ship stuff again for some reason. But God, why would anyone want to do that?
We'll get in position.
Oh, and also, welcome back to On the Shelf Game.
We're about to mount Goofy.
Oh my. Wait, like that or like on the wall?
I don't know, he was presenting. I think he was ready either way.
Why not both?
Oh God, Sora! What do you think Mickey kept me around for? My fucking brains?
I don't know, you seem like a pretty smart guy to me. That's because you're like 3 or 9 or 45 or...
Go stand next to Max. That's all I can tell.
Max, how old are you again? Hooray!
Yay! I'm never gonna do any of this. Yay!
Yeah, no, I've literally never done it.
Same. I forget that room exists every fucking time.
Yeah.
Bison!
Bison! Oh, we do. You
sure
betcha. Oh. Guess we'll die then. Thanks for nothing, Sid. Oh, wait, go to the mailbox. Do we have any more postcards?
Send 10 postcards to win something.
We do.
Carnage! Mythosarn! Mega Potion! That's a good one.
Nice. That's all we got.
Whatever.
That's pretty good. I'd say that's an acceptable thing. We got 2 actual useful things. Technically 3 if we don't just sell the cottage.
Right. Which we will.
Well, yeah.
We will sell the cottage. Money! Money, money, money! Alright, bro, you ready for the next conversation topic?
Hell yeah, bro! What horrible garbage do you have for me now?
That was the only really stupid one. Do you want a more intense one to eat up most of the episode, or another just kind of dumb one?
We'll do the dumb one now. We can do the intense one in another episode.
Okay, do you know how to ride a bike?
Yes. Hell yeah. I have not ridden a bike in, like, probably 15 years, but I do know how to ride a bike.
Me too!
It hasn't been that long since you rode a bike. Didn't you used to ride a bike before you moved down here?
Yeah, I used to ride a bike fucking everywhere when I lived back in, like, Stevens, but I just, you know, haven't had one in a while. Well, and my bike, broke, like, a year or 2 ago, and then I just never wanted to bother getting it replaced. So.
That's fair. It's one of those things, they're kind of expensive for no more than what they are.
Right, for just being a fucking bike, they still cost hundreds of dollars.
Right.
For a good one.
And, like, because I thought about getting one, because I like riding a bike, but it's like I got that exercise bike, and that was quite a while ago.
Right.
But even then, like, not very much exercise biking makes my knees hurt.
Right.
And it's like, man, is that something specific with the exercise bike, or is that just like a general thing? Because I feel like the answer is probably that it's just a general thing. And so I hate to spend hundreds of dollars on a bike and then not ride it because I don't like riding it because it makes my knees hurt. Especially when, like, let's be real, where the fuck am I gonna ride it around
Right,
here?
that's the other thing.
Like, because yeah, you're allowed to ride them on the road. I don't want to ride it on the road. I'll fucking die.
Right. No, for sure, because, like, you would need to, like, you can't just, like, take your bike from the apartment and go somewhere.
Right, you'd have to take it somewhere.
You need to take it somewhere you can ride
it.
your bike. Which, I don't know, that's kind of feels like it defeats the purpose. Because, like, I don't drive, so, like, a bike, ideally, to me, would be able to, like, compensate for the fact that I don't drive. That is not something that is doable here.
No, I mean, people do it, but
Fools.
doesn't make it a safe thing to do.
I mean, they are installing more and more, like, sidewalks near where we live.
Yeah.
But they're still kind of spaced out.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I wouldn't rely on that.
Ooh, fuck off!
Haha! Completely done!
Hell yeah!
They never stood a chance against us. Uh-oh. Oh, we're fine.
Everything's great.
Here I thought something cool might happen, but no, it's just more gummy shit.
More gummy ship.
Do you think if you chew the gummy ship, it is just actually gum?
They do look like Starbursts, or not. If not Starbursts, they look like the candy that like Jimmy Neutron made.
Yeah.
Ah man, that's a conversation starter we should do.
Yeah.
What 10 fictional foods do you want to eat? Spoilers, one of mine is the fucking candy that Jimmy Neutron made.
Well, yeah,
the
it's
entire
literally
town.
the perfect candy. We're at Agrabah.
Well, yeah. We had to get here to get somewhere else.
Why didn't we just warp here?
I didn't feel like it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I don't remember which way goes which, so we're just gonna go this way.
Hell yeah. That's the easier way, apparently, so.
Hell yeah. Then this is probably the way we were supposed to go.
You know it, bro.
Maybe.
It's not impossible that could potentially be the truth, sometimes in some ways.
So, since I don't remember if this is where we're going or not, we should probably talk about it now. What's the plan for when we get to Little Mermaid and we have to mute half the fucking level? Because they just won't stop singing Disney songs.
I don't know. Why are we warping?
Because I didn't know. I was looking at you. I wasn't paying attention. Look, man, it's easy to zone out in the gummy ship. This fucking shit sucks.
Yeah, I agree. That's why we need to get where we're going.
Well, we'll get there.
Will we?
Yes.
I'm not convinced that we're ever gonna make it where we're going, bro.
Well, I'm not too concerned with what you're convinced of.
Well, I'm not convinced that your lack of concern is justified.
Well, then I guess we'll have to agree to disagree.
I disagree with your agreement to disagree.
We have to be
There we go.
Well, yeah, it's fine. It all worked out.
Alright, we do the exact same thing, but better.
Exact same thing. You mean getting the warp tunnel again?
No! That's the getting better part. We don't do that, actually.
Anyway, another conversation topic, bro?
Hell yeah, bro. What you got?
This one's more personal about you.
Oh, God.
Did anything in your formative years influence your current taste in music? Or was that an original thing to you?
Yeah, you'll be shocked to hear that just like pretty much everybody, the things that I like mostly come from when I was a child.
Well, yes, but I mean, like what? Like, did your dad listen to a ton of Journey? You know, like.
Yes. Yeah, no, my dad listened to tons of classic rock, and that's where I got it from. It's also why I do actually like, and it's so funny because I didn't like country music like hardly at all as a child,
right.
But I like quite a bit now, and it's mostly stuff I heard as a kid. Oh, God!
That was bullshit. We need more guns.
Yeah, we do. At least one more.
No matter how much time we fucking give ourselves, these things are not going down.
I don't know, where'd your taste in music come from, bro?
Honest, a lot of it was my brother, just because my brother listened to such eclectic crap, you know. Because my brother took guitar. I didn't have like MP3 player or anything, or an iPod or anything like that. The most I had was a Zune. If anyone remembers fucking Zunes.
Yeah, bro.
That was a hand-me-down from my brother, so I didn't have any of my own music on there. It was all shit my brother listened to. So I listened to his hand-me-down music, and then when he was in high school, he took a guitar class, and all the songs that were in his guitar pamphlet, his teacher, like, gave him, like, a hard drive, basically, of all of those fucking songs.
Yeah.
And so on our computer, we just had a player that had tons of different songs on it, of all kinds of different genres, as long as you can play them on guitar. And so that was my next, just, like, batch of music. And then since then, it's just been kind of non-stop listening to that, and then whatever Elizabeth is listening to.
That's fair.
Oh God, I forgot Monstro!
It's Monstro!
Shit, I hate Monstro.
I love that guy. He's the best.
Not his level.
No, he's the best!
Here you go, you can play through Monstro then.
Nah, you're good, bro. I wouldn't want to deprive you of playing it on your Let's Play show.
But no, I'm very much a sponge when it comes to music. Like, I basically find no new music on my own anymore. It's all just, I hear Elizabeth listening to something, I'm like, hey, who is that? I like him.
No, that's definitely fair. I would say that probably the last, I would bet at least like half of the last 50 songs that I put onto like my Spotify playlist were all songs that Finn listens to.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like when you're with somebody all the time and they keep listening to songs, you're liable to run into at least some stuff that you like.
Right. Well, obviously you're a huge classic rock guy. That's always going to be your number one. But like, what other kind of stuff has Finn put you on to? I know Chapel Roan obviously is a big one for you that you've gotten into lately. What other stuff have they gotten you into lately?
Not really any like specific artists other than that. Definitely like a few songs. Cause like they're really into quite a few different like more modern female rappers.
Mm-hmm.
So I've gotten a few from that as well as just some like really weird songs.
Like alternative music?
I don't know.
The alternative good music. I'm Eric. I'm a contrarian.
Yeah.
Anyway, continue.
You of all people have no room to speak on just being contrarian for contrarian.
At least I like alternative music. Whatever that means to you.
I'm not even sure what it means like to anybody anymore.
Not gonna lie, now that I because Elizabeth has always been huge into alt, and I'm just like, man, what the fuck is alt? And she's never been able to give me a straight answer.
You know, it's the alternative. It's like, yeah, but it's like, because so many things are like alternative. Like, grunge is alternative.
Right.
It was the biggest form of music for a few years.
Yeah.
How is it alternative if it was the most popular one at one point in time?
It's like, oh yeah, this little indie band, Pearl Jam.
Yeah, I don't know. That's one of those, and it's even more so as you get away from like the early 90s into the late 90s and the early 2000s. It's like all of those bands that were playing that like from the post-grunge era, they all would have at one point in time been classified as like alternative. At what point does alternative rock the most popular genre long enough that it's just rock music now?
Because that's the thing, is that like, I guess the idea is like, oh, it's just alternative isn't the fucking paint by the numbers crap that the record labels put out. And I guess that's probably still true to some extent. I don't exactly have my finger on the pulse of the music industry in like inner workings currently. But like, I don't know, I feel like everybody is pretty much just like, yeah, I'm just gonna do my own thing and make music that I think sounds good. And then they do. And then that's called alt now.
Right? No idea. Unsure Gaming question of the day. What do you think alternative means?
And do you like it? If you don't, do you like music?
It's true.
If you don't,
How did you end up here, Pinocchio?
I mean, yeah, I'm sure there are people out there who are probably genuinely like, yeah, just not a fan of music.
Oh, for sure.
Put on a record and I'll just get bored and zone out. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I sometimes forget people like you exist, but like I'm sure there's got to be something to it. It's the same way people are like, oh yeah, I don't like read books ever, or I don't watch anything on television or the internet.
That's true, I guess.
I just don't consume media. I just go fucking paint or something. And I'm like, okay, I mean that's cool, but how did that happen? It seems pretty hard for that to happen.
Right.
Unless you like go out of your way to avoid consuming media.
Quite a journey. Right,
Yeah, you got me.
Pinocchio.
Pinocchio!
It's like even our great-great-grandparents still probably listen to the radio. Like,
Right. Man, it's crazy to think that back in the day, because obviously new music has always been like scary to older people.
Right.
Because it's like, man, this just isn't like when I was a kid. Which I'm curious how that'll happen in 20 years. Because 20 years from now, people who are young right now will be like in their mid-30s to early 50s and being like, back in my day. But it's like, with music the way it is now, where anybody says fucking anything, and we've had multiple decades of people being almost naked in music videos, and there's no topic that's like
what I mean.
too far, basically, anymore.
Right.
Maybe.
What is gonna be?
Maybe I'll tell you what I know.
Because it's like when Elvis was new, older people were like, scandalous. And now you look at Elvis and it's like, damn, that's the tamest shit I've ever seen in my life.
Right.
And so, like, where do you go from here? Which I'm sure is the exact same thing people would have said in the 50s. It's like, how could you get more horrible than the things that Elvis does?
Right.
Moving his hips on stage like that? He's basically having sex up there. But it's like people have literally had sex on stage while they're performing.
Right.
Where do you go from here? I mean, not that life is like all about pushing the envelope, but the envelope does tend to get pushed. At a certain point, I don't know where it can possibly be pushed anymore.
Right. After a while, really my biggest question is like, how is it going to be in a couple more years with millennials? Is like, I feel like we started too early. Because there already is just like such a big cultural divide between millennials and like Zoomers. And then like, I'm sure in like, give it 10 more years, Gen Alpha is going to be coming for both of our asses. Like,
yeah, you think so?
Yeah, well, because like I was actually watching a video the other night, because I saw a post on Twitter and it just like confused me, because like it was one of those things where it was just like blind hatred made this comic. And it was like, I've decided, you've probably seen it, it's like, I've decided to become a millennial comic artist. Here are my two characters.
Oh, yeah.
And it was this Quirk, it was this lady and her boyfriend named Quirk, Chungus, and Manchild.
Right.
And it was like, apparently Quirk Chungus has just become an insult amongst Zoomers to describe any millennial. The way we'll call fucking people who, like, we'll call our parents boomers and shit.
Right.
And I'm like, I feel like we're starting a little too soon. I feel like there's a lot of millennials who still have a lot of overlap with what Zoomers like, because it's just the stuff that is.
For sure, but that's a very terminally online, like, position to actually hold,
Right.
which I imagine most people probably don't. Open the box, bro.
Oh yeah, I can't open the box.
We did it! We opened the box!
Yay!
But yeah, no, I don't think it's any big thing. Because that just is the thing, right? Like, when you're online, everything looks as horrible as could possibly be.
Right.
And then you get into real life where things are not necessarily like amazingly good. Like, there's definitely bad stuff that happens, but not to the degree that you would think from just like, if Twitter is where you get like most of your life experience from, you would think that everybody hates everybody else.
Right.
Are you almost there?
I'm working on it. Fucking hate navigating Monstro.
No, it's fine, bro. You're nailing this shit.
Am I? Because I feel like I'm completely lost.
No, bro. You can never be lost. You have the internet and GPS.
Do I have GPS?
Yeah.
Where?
On the internet.
Well, what does it do? I'm not on the internet right now.
Ah, shit! You both, bro! Panic!
I don't know. It's like, when is the appropriate amount of time between generations before the generations just start hating each other? Because that's the thing. That's what every generation does. Is just talk shit on the generation before them. Like, it's not a new phenomenon.
Well, yeah.
I just feel like there was more time between the boomers and the Gen Xers before they hated each other. And the boomers, I don't know, gave us a little bit of time before they started calling us lazy, entitled millennials.
No, they didn't.
Did they not?
No. No, you're misremembering all of that, which doesn't surprise me, since part of what you just said you weren't there for because you hadn't been born yet.
Yeah.
But no, that's just one of those things. But again, that's like such a minority position. It's one of those things where it's like it sounds like it's just everybody because there's a very vocal minority who just fucking hates people older and or younger than them. But it's the same kind of thing as like if you only listen to the loudest voices, you would also think that all white people hate all black people and vice versa. You would think that all men hate all women and vice versa.
And they don't.
Yeah, see, exactly, bro. You've been trained by the internet to think that everything is as bad as it possibly could be.
I can't
but
help it, bro. Everyone's
it could
always
get
yelling.
so much worse.
I can't help it, bro. Everyone's always yelling.
Yeah. That do be how it do be, though.
Here. Do you? No, that's not what I needed to do at all.
Damn, bro. Way to blow it.
I just need to vaguely move it over here.
Yeah, way to blow it twice.
It's fine. I just need to go over here.
Yeah.
What the fuck? I made that jump last time.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure that next time on the Shelf Gaming, you'll make it again.
Yeah, especially when we have a really intense conversation that probably won't distract me at all.
For sure.